Hello everyone, my name is Denise and today I'll be talking on the topic moral purity. So why is moral purity so important? Okay, moral purity has been associated with high status, with respectability, and with general safety. Would you want to leave your child with this person? If it's yes, it's probably because the person is perceived as a morally upright and a pure person. So why is society in general so preoccupied with moral purity? I think a lot of it comes from the Judeo-Christian tradition. Let's take a look at the Bible. Ephesians 5:27. He made her clean by washing her in water with a form of words, so that when he took her to himself, she would be glorious, with no speck or wrinkle or anything like that, but holy and faultless. So you see a very dualistic point of view, black and white. You want the church holy and faultless without any speck or wrinkle. You might think that's extreme, but I'm just going to quote now from Ephesians chapter 5, verse 6. Do not let anyone deceive you with empty arguments. It is for this loose living that God's anger comes down on those who rebel against him. Make sure you're not included with them. You were darkness once, but now you are light in the Lord. Be like children of light, for the effects of light are seen in complete goodness and right living and truth. So again, light and darkness, dualistic, and then the use of words like complete goodness, complete, 100%. So it's a very strong black and white dualistic thinking. Okay? So honestly, in my life's journey, I'm just gonna tell you honestly, I'm nowhere even close to the 100% moral purity. Maybe not even 70%. Really, I'm not saying that out of self-deprecation, but maybe a little bit more self-awareness. And that just makes me feel like, it feels horrible. But if that is my guiding principle and my favorite verse in the Bible, then in order for me to resolve the inner intra-psychic tension, I might fall into this thing called willful blindness. I start to convince myself that I'm fully pure. And then I start to be narcissistic and delusional, which is definitely not where I want to go, okay? So, okay, let's take a look at another perspective, not the Judeo-Christian tradition. Let's take a look at the Eastern tradition, Taoism, okay? Let's look at Tao Te Ching, chapter 36. If you want something to be removed, you must first allow it to flourish. If you want to possess something, you must first give it away. So let's take a look at the yin-yang chart. So I've just started to learn a little bit of Taoism, so if I'm wrong, please forgive me. Black and white. Yang denotes activity, yin denotes passivity. They are balancing each other. Passive months like winter, autumn. Active months, spring and summer, balancing each other. You go to the gym and do some exercise, but it's only when you're resting that your muscles are being built. A beautiful flower sits passively while the bee pollinates her. So yin and yang in balance. When something grows to a fever pitch, it will have to come back down. So it is a constant pushing, like yin-yang taiji. Push left, push right. So, okay, let me illustrate that with this beautiful chart. I got this from one of my lecturers, Benny Bong. It's from the British Journey of Addiction. Okay, so you can see this denotes the journey of an alcoholic. Starts off with occasional relief drinking, urgency of first drinks, grandiose and aggressive behaviors, loss of other interests, loss of the ordinary willpower, moral deterioration, then complete defeat admitted. Hit rock bottom, then suddenly it swings back up. Honest desire for help, learns that alcoholism is an illness. Start group therapy, natural rest and sleep, appreciation of real values, first steps towards economic stability, increasing tolerance. So you see, goes all the way down, reaches a fever pitch, and then it U-turns. So that is a sign of how things happen. Okay, this is not totally incongruent with Catholic teaching. In fact, it was Saint Teresa of Avila and also some other saints who say that if God wants to give you a virtue, He will first give you the temptation, the sin. Once you are tempted, you overcome that temptation, then you will receive that virtue. So Saint Padre Pio said, to be tempted it is a sign that the soul is very pleasing to the Lord. So don't feel that it is very bad to be tempted. It is actually part of your journey to become a saint. Okay, so let me move on. So Carl Jung said that it is important to explore the shadow within us. So it's no longer a dualistic view. In fact, even if you are a very pure person, there is this seed of darkness within you, your shadow side, and it is important to explore it. Remember, because if you don't explore it, you don't acknowledge that it exists, then you fall into willful blindness, a form of delusion that I said just now. Like you want to embody that no speck, no wrinkle, that faultless self, but you don't want to go through the journey to get there. G.K. Chesterton said that in the Catholic tradition there are saints, but saints are simply people who are fully aware of their sinfulness. So I like that. So in that case, what was St. Paul trying to do when he wrote something so dualistic? Okay, I'm not sure because I can't speak for him, and I'm also not a theologian. What I believe is that he's trying to raise the standard so high that when you look at it, it's supposed to elicit a sense of surrender, like, my God, I surrender, I can't do it anymore. No matter how hard I try to be perfectly morally pure without any speck or wrinkle, I just can't do it. No matter how much I try, I still find that the shadow is within me. I give up, Lord. So at that state, you're like sitting like a great criminal. Brother Lawrence of the Resurrection, I'm taking his words, a great criminal in front of a very holy judge. And the judge says, it's okay, I forgive you, I still love you, come now, let me help you. And then the criminal says, yes, Lord, I need your help, I can't do this on my own, I'm such a great sinner. So that's a great thing and great exchange, a great stance to be, a bottom up, like, God, I need your help. And that is humility. Without humility, there cannot be any other kind of virtues. Okay, so I'm just going to close with this quote from Saint Bernard. Sorrow for sin is indeed necessary, but it should not be an endless preoccupation. You must dwell also on the glad remembrance of God's loving kindness, otherwise sadness will harden the heart and lead it more deeply into despair. So yes, we should be aware of our shadow side, but also on top of that, be highly aware of God's loving kindness and desire to forgive us and to help us lead a good life. And the end product, if we are lucky, will be something close to what Ephesians 5 is discussing. Okay, I hope you found this video helpful. If you did, kindly press like, subscribe and share with your friends. Thank you and God bless.